Then all of a sudden I feel myself being jostled and people trying to grab me and put me in handcuffs.
Don Lemon has been released from custody and is now giving us all of the details of his arrest, his time in captivity, and also what he is going to be doing moving forward to fight against this corrupt regime. And it is phenomenal, okay? Don Lemon is not mincing words here, and he is going all into the details, so there is a lot to get into, so let's just jump right in. But real quick before we do, as a quick reminder, if you like what you see in this video, leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel. All right, that's all. Let's go on. So just for a bit of a refresher on the whole Don Lemon situation, he was arrested last Thursday in Los Angeles while covering the Grammys after he attended and also was just purely reporting on a protest happening inside a church in St. Paul, Minnesota, because one of the pastors that works at said church is actually a member of ICE, just as the Lord would have wanted, a pastor who deports people, for sure. But yes, Don Lemon was arrested after covering this protest by the DOJ and FBI. Just take a look at this video of him reporting on the incident happening inside of that church.
So right now is kind of mayhem. We're not part of the activists, but we're here just reporting on them. Did they explain to you why they're here?
They did not.
They said that there is someone here in Easterwood, someone who is a member of ICE and he's a pastor of the church.
Could not be more clear. Right? Don Lemon even says in the videos, he says, I am not participating in this protest. He knows how to cover his bases here. He is purely just reporting on the facts of the case. That is his job. He is a journalist. It is the job of the press to report, right? This thing is happening. I am also here to report on this thing happening. He is protected by that 100% by the First Amendment, no question, and yet he was arrested for his actions. He's even interviewing people as a journalist inside the church. Even one of the pastors who doesn't, who is upset with the protesters, he's interviewing him, giving him a chance to speak. He's interviewing the protesters. He's interviewing everyone. That's his job. He's a journalist. But now the federal government is weaponizing its law enforcement agencies to target a said journalist that is critical of the regime. Classic fascist playbook. It's like on page 1. Lemon has appeared on Jimmy Kimmel and made some shocking revelations about his arrest and how he himself and his attorney approached federal law enforcement before his arrest, practically turning himself in so that it wouldn't lead to something like that would happen, right? This whole mess, right? Take a look.
And the attorney reached out to them and said, basically, I understand that you have an interest because your folks have been talking about it. And so if you are serious about this, then let's do it the right way. He's perfectly willing to self-report it, which means turn yourself in. And so we don't have to go through this whole rigmarole, and never heard back from them.
So Don Lemon commits no crime, by the way, just putting that out there. But word gets to him that Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, DOJ, all of that, they're looking into arresting him. They're thinking about arresting him. Even Donald Trump is retweeting or reposting people saying, arrest Don Lemon. So instead of dealing with a violent and potentially dangerous arrest situation, he decides to turn himself in. He messages the right law enforcement. His lawyer approaches them, and they ignore him. They're like, nah. No, we want to arrest you. We want to take you down. We want to pull you off the street. We just like it better that way, because there's no morals or decency here at the FBI or DOJ. We just don't care. Screw that, Like, these people cannot be real, and yet they are. But check this out. Lemon then talks about how law enforcement skirted the system to get an indictment on him, and it wasn't easy for them. Check it out.
Then the DOJ goes around and tries to find, and correct me if I have any of this wrong, some judges to charge you. And the judges say, no, we're not going to do that.
I think it was 2 different judges and an appeals court. I think so it was 3 altogether.
And then they find a grand jury.
It's too good. It's too good. The DOJ went to 2 separate judges, and they were both like, what the hell? No, we're not going to give you the permission. No, we're not going to let you arrest Don Lemon. He did nothing wrong, right? He's protected by the First Amendment. Then they go, okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, let's go to an appeals court. The appeals court, nope. The appeals court's like, nope, we're not going to do that either. Nope, that's actually, we can't do that. So then the DOJ has to set up this grand jury and can give them an indictment for basically whatever they want, and the grand jury agrees upon it, and then now they can arrest Don Lemon just because he is a journalist critical of Trump covering a situation happening. I know, crazy. I also think it's important just to mention somewhere in this video that Don Lemon is not the only journalist who was arrested in this situation. He is a much higher profile national figure. He worked for CNN for many years, right? So he is the bigger name here, but also local journalist Georgia Fort was also arrested by the DOJ on Thursday night for covering the exact same event, whereas, again, she's a journalist doing her job covering the news. Lemon then goes into the insane details on how he got arrested by the DOJ. Take a look.
When I press the elevator button and all of a sudden I feel myself being jostled and people trying to grab me and put me in handcuffs. And I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We came to arrest you." And I said, "Who are you?" And then finally they identified themselves. And I said, "If you are who you are, then where's the warrant?" And they didn't have a warrant. So they had to wait for someone from outside, an FBI guy, to come in to show me a warrant on a cell phone.
These punks, these loser punks, these assholes arrested Don Lemon, surprised him in a hotel, attacked him, knocked off his glasses, and they didn't even have a warrant to arrest him at the moment of that happening. They had to call in an FBI agent to show it to him on his phone, being like, "We got you." And the guy doesn't have his glasses. He couldn't read the thing, so he had to pick up his glasses. And it's insane. Lemon describes that there were roughly a dozen agents present at his arrest, which he says is an insane waste of resources, which, yeah, those are 12 agents who are wasting their time. They're wasting Don Lemon's time. They are getting into a potentially dangerous, violent situation. And for what? Don Lemon literally did approach law enforcement and tried to turn himself in through his attorney, through the proper channels, and they ignored him and instead wanted to go with this, right? And get this, he has a mugshot now. He has his fingerprints in the systems. He didn't even get a phone call. They treated him terribly. Take a look.
Mugshot, fingerprints, the whole 9 yards. Twice.
Did they put you in a cell?
I was in a holding room.
You're in a holding room?
Yes.
And how long are you in that holding room?
From about midnight, 12:30 to 1 or so the next day.
Who did you make your one phone call to?
Here's the interesting thing. I didn't have a one phone call.
It's intimidation, right? It's all intentional intimidation. It is to cause fear. It is to cause panic. They wanted to make a scene. They wanted to arrest him in public. They wanted to show their power, just to say, we can do this to anybody, right? But it backfired on them beautifully. People across the political spectrum were just critical of the administration. They were critical of this arrest, even people who were not fans of Don Lemon. And now Don Lemon promises that he will be more outspoken than ever before. Great going, Donald.
So if you think that I was outspoken before this, just wait. Just wait. So I know that there are people who think do this and, that I'm going to be locked up or whatever. I ain't worried about that. You heard the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Yeah, really nice going, Trump. You radicalized a famous journalist even further. You made yourself look like a complete and utter despot fool loser in front of millions of people, and you got nothing out of it besides lowering poll numbers. So practically a win-win-win if you ask me. Just insane all around. I am glad that Don Lemon is safe and he is out of custody and that he has, the resources to defend himself. But this legal battle continues, right? This isn't over for him. This battle for him is not over. It is just beginning. And same goes for us. This is not over, right? So be sure to keep up the good fight. Be sure to keep applying the pressure as we continue to push back against these corrupt leaders that we have right now. But I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw in this video, be sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts. I would love to hear what you have to say, your thoughts about this whole situation, the Don Lemon arrest, his information about it, what this means moving forward, all of it. I'd love to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's a great way to show your support, and it would mean a lot to us. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'm Iago Lashua. Have a good day. Goodbye.